بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم أجمعين. Inshallah, we started Ramadan on Saturday, so today's the 5th day, right? The 8th day?
The time sixth day, the night of 7.
Yeah. So the brothers before me, mashallah, they came in and they talked at length about the definition of taqwa, the examples that they give about the verses, the ayahs. And I think we can all agree they've done an amazing job. They've done a great talk. So I think we can all agree that taqwa, which is the God consciousness, the piety, is truly the foundation for good life, right? And it's kind of the shield that's gonna protect you from the trials and the tribulations. And the path to, inshallah, success in dunya and hereafter. So today I just want to talk really kind of simple, day after day, what does taqwa means to us, right? I have a 12-year-old and a 16-year-old, so I talk to them all the time. Keeping things simple and practical is what gets them to listen and pay attention. So with that in mind, I think taqwa is a mindset. It has to come to an individual as a mindset. Meaning, so I'm in technology, I'm in software security, and in this space we always say that security is a mindset. Right? If you're not thinking about security in everything that you do, you shouldn't be here. Right? So taqwa to me is the same. You gotta have the same mindset, right? If you're not embracing taqwa in every decision you make and every act and everything that you say, you really gotta pause and just think and analyze what you're doing. So when someone says, Ittaqi Allah, what does that mean, right? Ittaqi Allah. So from just a definition standpoint, and not to go back to what the brothers mentioned in terms of definition, but look at it from what Sayyidah Maryam radiallahu alayhi salam, when Sayyidina Jibreel came down in a form of a human, right? She was afraid, she was scared. So she said, what? In kunta taqiyya, right? So fear, right? Having enough fear to motivate you not to upset Allah, right, is what taqwa is, right? That's how I'm reflecting on it. So pausing, stopping, moving away from that thing that you're about to do or commit, and just have that fear and be warned that this is going to take you to a place where you're going to regret, right? So that's what comes to me every time someone says Ittaqi Allah, right? And Allah also says, وَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ وَقُولُوا قَوْلًا سَدِيدًا, right? So it always starts ittaqu, ittaqu, in the beginning. So it's always the beginning before you start doing something. Means remember, right? Remember your place before you start taking that next step. Think about what's going to happen next, right? But so when you're coming to in a situation where you're trying to advise someone, and you're saying, "Hey, Ahmed, Ittaqi Allah," and that Ahmed is in ghafla, right? That should be the force that pulls someone when they hear Ittaqi Allah, right? So Ittaqi Allah, lower your gaze. Ittaqi Allah, go do your prayers. Ittaqi Allah, right, and so on. So that's kind of, it's not just a phrase, it's a mindset, right, that we all have to think about in our daily life. And again, I'm not here to preach, I'm just here to share, right, my reflection on this. Coming also to another ayah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ حَقَّ تُقَاتِهِ, right? So حَقَّ تُقَاتِهِ is not just your basic taqwa, now you're getting into deeper into the taqwa. The most popular tafsir for this ayah is for Ibn Mas'ud, where he says, it's beautiful, he just really simplifies it into three things. So taqullah haqqa tuqatih is where let me just pull it up here. So Ibn Mas'ud says in this ayah, that how he did the tafsir, and Allah yuta' fala yu'sa, right? ويذكر فلا ينسى ويشكر فلا يكفر. So beautiful, well put. Those three things, like if you remember it all the time, this is haqqullah, this is wattaqullah haqqa tuqatih. So now you're going beyond, right? Your basic definition, your core of what taqwa is. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also balances this with His mercy, and also revealed this in another ayah, where Allah says, فَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ مَا اسْتَطَعْتُمْ. You also have to remember we have limits, right? Because if you just look at وَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ حَقَّ تُقَاتِهِ, then I shouldn't be sleeping for 7 hours or 6 hours. I should only be sleeping for 2 hours, so I can do justice to give Allah all that I can do to meet my obligations for taqwa, right? But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, فَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ مَا اسْتَطَعْتُمْ, right? Allah knows that we have limits, right? So we can do it within our limits and our ability to do taqwa. And there's also another ayah, وَلَقَدْ وَصَّيْنَا الَّذِينَ أُوتُوا الْكِتَابَ مِنْ قَبْلِكُمْ وَإِيَّاكُمْ أَنِ اتَّقُوا اللَّهَ. So now it's a wasiyah now, right? So it's not just something that we can just say to our kids or to ourselves or to our best friends or to our brothers and sisters. Now it's a wasiyah. It's something that Allah is now telling us this should be part of your daily life, right? And this is coming to what I said earlier. Taqwa should be a mindset, right? So typically, when we're thinking about getting close to Allah, we always think about the things that we need to do. Sadaqah, helping people, donating for good cause. But what we always forget is the things that we should be avoiding to upset Allah is what makes us get closer to Allah. Right? So you want to be consistent on the good thing, you should also be consistent on the taqwa side. It's a balance, right? So how do we improve our taqwa? There are 4 things that I've summarized it down to. Number 1 is, the beneficial knowledge, right? Getting together, halaqat, trying to learn as much as you can about our deen, right? About the sunnah, right? Muhasabat al-nafs is also another one. Sayyidina Umar radiyallahu anhu, he always says, like, hasibu anfusakum qabla an tuhasibu, right? So muhasabat al-nafs is the second one. The third one is muraqabat Allah fi sirr wal alan, right? How do you hold yourself accountable all the time, right? So again, I'm a security. I audit what people do, right? I audit software. I look at code reviews, all of that stuff. So this is an auditing practice, right? How do I draw parallels to that, to what I'm doing with respect to my relationship to Allah? And then the last one, which I can't say enough about, is suhbat al-salihin, right? Suhbat al-salihah. المرء على دين خليله, right? فلينظر من يخالف. Yep. So Suhba Salihah has amazing benefits, like countless. It's when you feel alone and you're drifting, Suhba Salihah is what really keeps you grounded. So for the youth, mashallah, I know that you guys are always hang out in your own groups. This is something that we should learn how to actually replicate in our community and do more of. It's really important, especially for our youth. So I think I'm going to close here, inshallah, and hopefully I shared something that was useful. جزاكم الله خير وأقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لكم ولكم.